Yo, welcome in. Long time no see. Had a kind of crazy weekend, we'll call it, I guess. Friend's 40th birthday, so you can imagine how that went. And then Sunday night wasn't feeling that great. Yesterday I was dying. So I finally made it back today. I am so old, but here we are. So yeah, after the weekend before, I had my family reunion trip, which took up a long weekend. This weekend I had one of my best friend's 40th birthday parties. Yeah. I don't want to do out here. Well, I don't know. Cold Plains. What's in the Cold Plains? Isn't this is Bishi Bosh, right? Side checks. Hit the like button. Yeah. Totally. What's going on, Wicked Ball? Sorry, my brain is barely working right now. I am going to struggle today, so do forgive me. I can tell you already, it's going to be a struggle. Good to be back, though. Hungover, yeah. I mean, hungover, yeah. I think I'm still hungover. That's how it goes now. I've reached that age, apparently. Everybody gets there at a different time. Some people it's 70, some people it's 28. Apparently mine was 39 and a half. What a shirt. Talking about this one? Just a clean blue button down. Looks very professional, right? Yeah, my daughter's got a softball game tonight, so I was like, yeah, I'll just throw that on. Looks like a good a dad who coaches softball type of shirt. You know what I'm saying? Right? Don't I look like a dad who coaches his daughter's softball team right now? I think I look exactly like that, huh? Yeah, I didn't bring up any skeletons. I completely forgot. I'm just using it as a mercenary corpse explosion, Necro. Just completely forgot. Oh well. Good morning from the West Coast. Welcome in. Yeah, forget the different times and different places in the world. Welcome in. Welcome in. Brought stuff to make sandwiches at work. Forgot the deli meat. Ugh. Just cheese and pickles. Oh, God. Viv, come on, bro. Jeez. That's where you just scrap it. You head to McDonald's or something. Like, you come on. Let's be real here. I need a drink after that one. I almost threw up. Whoa. Let's hit the pits. Yeah, we got TZ Meph here in a second, which is going to be... I'm probably going to find 3 or 4 Tyros mites during TZ Meph here. It's like 80% probably could, possibly. Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm still dying. Sorry. You guys got to deal with it. Can't deal with it, don't watch. Phil's dying. I'm like 800 years old. Yeah, a pickle, cheese, and mayo sandwich. I mean, what are we talking about here? I'm pretty sure that's illegal in 37 states. I'm no lawyer, but I'm pretty sure it is. Barthemus says self-correcting problem. After a few of those pickle and cheese sandwiches, you don't forget the deli meat again. I feel like you just make the sandwich before you go, wrap it up. I don't think I've ever taken an unassembled sandwich to work before. I don't think I ever did that. Maybe I need to put a poll up. Let me know in chat. I'm not going to put a poll up, but just let me know. Are you assemble your sandwich before work, or like pre-assembled, or not pre-assembled on the sandwich before you go to work? I thought everybody made their sandwiches before they went to work. But maybe I'm just living in my own bubble here. It's just like I'm a weirdo. Never know. Never know. I'm trying to think what else was like that. To where, like, you know, you grow up your whole life and that's just how things are, and then you're like, wait a sec, you guys don't sit down on the toilet backwards when you go number 2? You don't face the wall? I thought everybody did that. And you just find out that's not what everyone else does. That is a joke, by the way, just in case anyone was unaware of that. I knew I didn't make that up, but I knew it was from something. I couldn't remember what. That's South Park. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. That's one of the funniest things I can think of right at the moment. I cracked myself up. Pathless going with a tuna sandwich. Yeah, I'm self-diagnosed allergic to seafood, so I'm gonna pass. Yeah, definitely not something I would do, but other people love those things. Lad says just the pickles on the side. Don't want to soggy up the sandwich. I guess I might have done that before, now that you mention it. Not the pickle, but I would bring like mayo packs instead of putting, or like mustard packs, you know, instead of whatever I want to put on the sandwich that day. Sometimes. Or I would like save them from, like, I'd go out to eat at a fast food place and I'd save like mustard and mayo packs at work in like in a drawer of my desk or something. Greetings from Poland. What level are you? I actually just looked, so I know this off the top of my head. Right now, this is level 88, but this is offline single player. BT dub. This is offline single player. We're on players 3 at the moment. I could do higher, but it sounds like a lot of work, so I'm not doing it. Summon Necro can be really good. I have pretty good gear, but it's not quite a hammered it, so I just don't feel it. What's my normal job? You're looking at it. You're looking at it. I've been full-time YouTube for probably like 6 years now, maybe even coming around in 7 years. But I'm talking like back in the day. In the before times, yeah. Boy, I don't even know, like, if I had a normal job now, I don't even know how I would live my life, to be honest. I don't even know how people, like, I used to live like, you know, live with a normal job, but nowadays I can't even imagine how people with kids and stuff get by, you know what I mean? Like, how do you ever find time to coach your kids, like, baseball team, or, and like, I don't know, get all the stuff fixed around the house, and, you know, take the kids here, take them there, do, like, I just can't imagine it nowadays. Or how could I possibly go to I used to do this all the time. I'd go to a concert, come home, go to work next day. I couldn't imagine it now. Yeah, imagine playing less D2, yikes. Yeah, I mean, that would be, I mean, yeah. I don't know what I would do. Couldn't imagine it. Could not imagine it. I do not know almost any Spanish. Yes. No hablo español. Is there a best in slot weapon for PvP zeal? Oh boy. PvP, not my expertise. But if I had to imagine, it's probably some, like, really honestly, like, the literal best in slot. I mean, PvPers could probably come up with it. But from what I understand on melee stuff, it's probably some super obscure ridiculous. You're never ever going to find one. You can't afford to trade for one rare weapon. But I don't know for sure, so do take that with you know, the caveat of I'm just going off of what I remember seeing, hearing, whatever, you know. So yeah. So these Spanish ones, I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of them because I don't know what they're saying, and I don't want people speaking Spanish in my... So yeah, anybody, not a huge deal. There's usually not a lot of mod stuff has to happen, but if you see anybody speaking Spanish in the chat or any other language that we can't read, just feel free to just delete those comments. You don't have to ban the people, just delete the comment. Dirt McGirt, he says he believes a rare phase blade with those couple of things on there. Fools and cruels. Well, technically, too, for the rare weapon, hypothetically, I don't know necessarily if that is necessarily the best base. I think it's the fastest attacking, so it might be. Wouldn't you technically want to find them as ethereal crystal swords or ethereal dimensional swords? Is it dimensional? And then upgrade those to phase blades so that then they're ethereal? I believe so. Beer man, catch your ethereal. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. 3 sockets. I could make that for a self-wheeled spirit in, no, something like that. Vlad said you get wrecked in PvP. Yeah, I mean, if you ever do something you don't do normally and you don't know how to do it, yeah, same here. It would not go great. I'm assuming if I did it as well. Mesh spelled. Let's see. Wait, this is Tels, right? It's gotta be. Gotta be. Yeah. Unperfect though. 15 or bust on the Tels spell. Valleys have scepters. Didn't know. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I think probably the phase blade. From my understanding, anyways. I've seen people even use like those Etten axes and like, you know, Berserker axes and like as super crazy rare items that people found. I think the rare items are so uncommonly found with all the best rolls on it. Not that the base doesn't matter, but like a lot of the bases can be considered incredibly crazy good because they're so rarely found. But also, I don't know for sure. What I had seen also could have been something like maybe for one specific type of build, melee build, technically this would be the best base or that base, you know? I don't know if maybe technically for like the Fury Druid or something, PvP, you know, like I'm just kind of, I know just enough to like kind of sort of look at something and like know if I should look into whether it's actually worth a lot or not, pretty much. So yeah. Yeah, near Detroit, yep. I'm like, I don't know. About the closest I get to telling people where I live is I'm like 40 minutes north of Detroit. It was just my broken Spanish saying life is difficult with no video games. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't want my YouTube channel to get deleted, so can't risk it. Come on, give me one more corpse here. Thank you. Zero phase blade would be the highest attack speed and damage. Yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah, Metro Detroit, not the littlest area, right? How do we do the cold up here? Yeah, I don't know. You just kind of get used to it, I guess. The same way that when we go down, I'll go places and it's like, man, how do you people handle the heat down here? You know? 26. I'm just gonna randomly do some Frigid Highland runs here just for a second, so. Why not Beast? Multiple reasons. I don't have one on offline single player. And, like, what percentage of my damage would you say I get from Corpse Explosion? 90%? Like, this whole pack just got cleared by Corpse Explosion. So, getting to the breakpoints that you need to Corpse Explode at least a relatively good rate is more important than having your skeleton deal 320 damage instead of 290, you know what I mean? So yeah, if you were strictly going summon Necro without using Corpse Explosion for whatever reason, you would want to lean into your damage a lot more on the other things, but I don't believe that you really want to. And I'm sure if you're saying it, I hear people say it all the time, it's going to come in with so-and-so did his video and did the math and it is the most DPS. And I would just say, I disagree. It might not have been where you were going, but usually it is. So-and-so is my favorite content creator, and they said this and proved it or something, yeah. But it's just, you know, different opinions. Also, teleporting around faster, getting to that breakpoint that you want to get to. The movement speed will increase run speed. You know what I mean? So, those reasons, I guess, but... Never heard of lake effect before being out there. Never heard of lake effect snow, huh? Gotcha. Boy, that was sometimes where they would like, I wouldn't say they'd yell at me, but they'd question me at work. I would go to leave where I used to live, and it would just be a whiteout blizzard. But I drove like 45 minutes to work, like one way, 50 minutes one way. And I would call and I'm like, it is so snowing, it is insane. Like, I can't leave. It looks like it's still nighttime outside. It's so cloudy and there's so much snow. The drifts are like up to my knees and my forward focus can't make it through. Like I got stuck in one, I had to get out, and then I like dug some snow out from behind and rocked it back. I cannot through. And they're like, I'm looking out the window to my office, Phil, and it's blue skies outside. You have to come in here. I don't know what game you're playing here. And I'm like, no, I'm not joking. I can't even see out the window. Like after I got back to my house, like I'm not gonna make it. Like maybe I'll come in later. Because lake effect snow, it comes in with they're bands of snow that come off. They're straight lines of clouds, and they can snow like 3 feet of snow in like an hour. Maybe I'm exaggerating slightly with that, but actually, let me go back to town here. I gotta get the stuff over to my whatchamacallit. I don't remember what all I need. Call to arms? Why don't I have anything over here? Where'd that go? I guess I just forgot it. My oh no, maybe I didn't want to put the strength. Wait, what? Yeah, I don't know what happened there. We won't worry about it. We'll let future Phil worry about that. Oh yeah, sorry, I missed a comment there. Yeah, ooh, missing a lot of stuff here. Phase Blade can be ethereal if, and I know he already said it, but if you find it as a crystal sword or whatever that other one is, dimensional blade, and then upgrade it as a rare item, that is. So it's ethereal with no durability, so it will never break. All right, let me grab all these MF charms. Then we're blasting TZ Meph here. Guaranteed Tyraels and Mang songs right now. Guaranteed, 100%. If we don't find it, it's called the glitch. I'm not really going to look at what these are. We'll send them all over. Some of them are res, but whatever. I don't feel like it's going to take too long to even look at them, so. Can't take 1 second. Shortcut to swiping through shared stashes. I have a short about it on my channel if you want to see it. The short of it is, haha. I just set the page right and page left to the mouse wheel. So I'm just scrolling up and down on my mouse wheel, and it goes through the pages. So yeah. Mustache money. It's pretty goated. It is true. Yukon, welcome in. Yo, yo, yo. Just finished cutting my backyard in southern Louisiana. Watch out for the snakes. The feels like is 105. Oof. Yeah. We got some temps like that around here a month ago. We were having temperatures that like feels like 118 and stuff like that in Michigan. Oh, ethereal. Cool item though. I don't know if I found this yet. I probably did. Let's see if it swipes. Does it swipe? Oh, it does. First lacerator on offline single player. Oh, yeah. I haven't done that in a while. I haven't gone, oh, yeah, in like days. Feels awkward. Oh, this guy. Oh, me. First of 5 Tyrell's Mice incoming. Legendary. Genius. Yeah. It is kind of a good idea. I didn't come up with it, so I don't remember where I first heard about it, but I made just a quick YouTube short about it. Or did I? I don't remember if I did or not. Makes me think I didn't, maybe. I don't remember. Just out of curiosity. I like looking at this stuff just to see double durability. A magic that rolls with double durability, it usually a Shaco's max is 12. Got 24. It means the game it rolled as a Shaco, and then it rolled again to see what type of item it would be, magic, set, rare, unique, and it rolled as set. So then if it can't be a set, it's like a failed set item, it reverts to double durability magic item. It really means nothing, but like, you know, whatever it is, you know. I gotta take some drugs real quick. Let me open a new. Great. Who wants to watch me accidentally cut myself? Be very careful, Phil. Gotta open. This is allergy stuff. Allergies. Oh, come on. Make these things hard enough to open. My God. Good God. Why do they make this so hard to open? Probably because not enough you hit the like button on YouTube. That's probably why. Whew. Went a little heavy on accident. Woo! Feel like you ever have like a ton of like pool water go up your nose on accident, and it was like one of the pools that have way too much chlorine in it? Oh, that's what it just felt like in my nose. Oh, because like it wouldn't spray at first. I'm like, come on, come on. Oh, and then it was like 8 gallons in my nose. Darn childproof packaging. Yeah, it wasn't even that. It's just, I don't know. Champion Axe, Messerschmitt's Reaver. Sick axe right there. Certain item types drop from particular areas or bosses. What Biv said down here a little bit. No, not really, no. Which is, you know, you can kind of pick wherever you want to. You can't target farm particular bases of items, yeah. Okay. Storm Shield. Now there is a solid item. Used all the time, still to this day. And an Ogre Maw. Ooh. Oof. 600's perfect, right? On the defense roll. It's not superior, but maybe I'll hang on to it being 6. I think 600 is perfect, right? Did I just rip some bath salts? No. Artemis says, best axe in the game, aesthetically speaking. I just like, I don't know, maybe it's just like I'm being a contrarian, but I would just, like, building anything with those two-handed axes just seem cool because nobody uses them, you know. Maybe I'm just being contrarian guy, but with that take, but no bath salts, by the way. It's just Flonase, essentially. It's Costco brand, but it's Flonase. I just like the name too, Messerschmitt's Reavers. So it's kind of an obnoxious name, isn't it? Oh, 312. Everything else, not much going on there. Not much of a roll. Because I think to get over 300, you have to get a double... I don't remember exactly what they are called, but it's 2 separate rolls of enhanced damage. And then it barely got over 300, which means it rolled with like 48 on the one and like 260 on the other. And then 1 min with 250 attack rating. So kind of neat, I guess, but it's like, it's neat that it got over 300, but not really usable on any instance per se. I don't know the max. Someone might remember it, but you can definitely get over 400 on those rare items too. But I have a few different 400 items I found back in the day. But yeah, Costco the best. I hated Costco. Like I was maybe I am contrarian guy because I used to hate on Costco and I went there a few times and I was like, yeah, okay. I just hate when, like, things that people are like, oh my gosh, this place is the best. You have to go to it. It's so crazy. This is so great. And I'm like, place like that, I'm like, dude, just chill out. And then it just like makes me hate them. You know what I mean? So, in Costco's like that. You got to go to Costco. It's so crazy. It's like the deals and oh my gosh, the chicken bag. Oh my gosh. Oh, Costco. And I'm like, dude, guys, just shut the. Like, are you serious? You're talking about a corporation, some random corporation you're like standing for. Like, get out of here. But I mean, as far as stores go, it's pretty legit. I'm gonna be honest. As far as corporation stores go, yeah. So 450, poor boy says they can go up to. There you go. That sounds right. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, struggling over here. I do feel a little bit better, though. Maybe getting my brain moving. My brain moving make me feel a little better, maybe. David T, welcome in. Vlad's Oculus fan of the Oculus name. I never see Oculus is one of those ones. I don't know. How do I even explain it? You know how you just hear a name for so long and it doesn't seem weird? But then when other people hear it right off the bat, they might think it's kind of weird. And maybe, that might be part of the reason why I like Messerschmitt's Reaver, because I don't remember it from a long time ago. Because it's, I probably never found one and it was unused and stuff. So it kind of sounds like an interesting name. Oculus just seems like a normal ass name, you know what I mean? Trying to think of a name like that. I guess one maybe is this guy I know. His name was Curry, and we would go places, and he's Curry, and the people would be like, Curry. They'd be like, but I was just like, that's just his name. Yeah, it is that, and I didn't know that wasn't like a normal people to be named that. I never thought about it. Maybe part of it too is because he was just some normal, like, suburban white kid. I don't know. You know, maybe some names probably just cultural. So it might have seemed weird for him to be named that. I'm not really sure, but Liren Frey saying you're the same way with IKEA. Like everyone talks about it like it's so great, and you're just like, what's going on here? Yeah, I've never. I think I ordered one thing from IKEA, and it was okay. Ethereal. That's still cool though. Still cool. We know what that is. Boom! Death Cleaver. Gotta get that Ethereal Death Cleaver so we can use that eventually. Zodran I'm about to find. Am I right? Eventually. We'll mark that. Yeah, we're using the Blizzork for the TZ Meph, of course, because of the insane map that I have. We'll compare this to what I got somewhere. But yeah, welcome in, Anton. Acidic said, people coming here to try to get me to play mods. Comparing that to people hyping up places like Casco or IKEA or something. Maybe a little bit. A little bit. Don't forget YouTube, hit that like button. We got like 4 likes on the YouTube live stream. There's 4 of them. There's over a hundo in here right off the bat. So make sure you hit that like button on YouTube for me, alright? I didn't even look how many there was. I might have been off. I might have been off by a little on the likes on YouTube, but either way. So who has ever seen a better Mephisto map than the one that I found right here? Could be, I would venture to say it is the best possible Mephisto map one can get. And the funny thing too is I re-rolled the map 1 time. Once. Crazy. Garden Lizard liked twice. Disappointing. So yeah, I did what I always do. You go to the left to find the way down, but sometimes you can get a triple right. And this is the nastiest triple right. I went off to the left way over here. Like imagine the map was the full everything. I came way over here and I was like, wait a second. It's not over here. I came like way down over this way eventually. And I was like, well, I'm going to check if it's right off to the triple right. Maybe it's like right there. And it was the craziest triple right ever. Craziest. Hold on, I'm just trying to get my armrest set right here. I need to buy a new chair. One of my armrests is janked up. Garbage. Garbage. Marty, what's going on? Very true statement as well. I was just yelling at him about not hitting the like button too. You know what's up though. You know what's up. Llama invited to BlizzCon. I was not invited to BlizzCon. Hopes for big changes? Not really, no. Like you said, yeah, I'm anti-change guy. I would prefer if they did like I feel like apparently they want to change things. Hence, like the Warlock coming out was mind blowing, as most people witnessed. That was not. I would have bet a large amount of money that if someone said expansion character coming this season, I'll bet you $100. I would have been like, I'll bet you 1,000 that's not. And I would have lost. But yeah, in the idea that they are changing things, apparently, I hope they change only a very few things at like each season or something. At like kind of like how they would add in like 3 rune words, you know. Even when they were changing the balancing the skills, like they did several at once, but it was like they changed like 4 of them, and then they changed like 4 more, and then, you know, so it wasn't like. And the ones that they did change, I don't know exactly the R&D that went into it with Vicarious Visions at the start, but they just, nothing ended up broken, you know what I mean? Anything that did, it was like, oh, this is double ticking for some reason, like the firewall is double ticking damage for some reason. And then they just went ahead and changed it to only ticking once, you know, and then it was fine, you know? Hopefully they do things like that. You're better off changing something to make it better, but you don't make it good enough, and you could just make it even better the next season, rather than making it busted and then taking it away, you know? It's kind of like let's say you're giving candy to a kid. Like, you'd rather give your kid like a piece of candy, and then you're like, well, maybe that one little tiny piece of candy was too small, and you give them another piece of candy, rather than giving them a giant piece of candy and then being like, oh, no, and taking the candy away, you know? You don't want to do that. So yeah, hopefully they go little, and then they, you know, let's say you did add in, you rebalanced a couple of skills or something. You could always make them even stronger the next season, right? We're just on P3D. Scott B, welcome in. Having a seasonal thing only makes sense. You can't change stuff forever, though, because then your game just ends up an absolute bleeping disaster. And then at some point, let's say somebody missed a few seasons and you keep changing and changing and changing, it makes the barrier of re-entry much more difficult. It was one of the things that kind of kept Diablo 2, like, I want to say going, but it's one of those things like that made Diablo 2 great for guys like us, I guess, because you could hop on again after like 7 years and you didn't have to spend, you know, 2 weeks learning how to do stuff, or just be like, wow, everything's completely different. I can't relearn an entire new game to forget about it, you know? Or you come back to the game and you're like, wow, I have to purchase 3 different expansions that they put out now. Great. You know, or something like that. What? No. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, though, because obviously a lot of people get excited about new stuff. But also, if you do end up dipping out, it's so much harder to come back if you change a bunch of stuff, so. Galbacky, yo! Just hit the like button. She knows what's up, too. Catmandu! Hello, welcome in. Scott, what do you mean you'll let me know if he's any good? I must have missed something. Garden Lizard up a minute ago said, yeah, he was watching when the Warlock announcement came out. My brain was glitching. Yeah, I mean, I was just like, it's very mixed emotions for me, because I don't like when they change stuff like that. Because when they change stuff, I know it's all going to be busted, and then I knew exactly what happened was going to happen, and then I knew everybody would complain. Everyone would whine and complain when they unbusted the build, and it's still busted. but just if it was busted slightly less, and maybe they changed it from being busted on one build to another one. I just was not looking forward to everybody whining and complaining all the time about it. And then me just being honest, like, guys, it's still Rex, tier 5 heralds. I don't know what to tell you. And everyone just being like, dislike, Phil, you're an idiot. How could Blizzard do this to us? You know, I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but. And yeah, I know, ignore the comments. Don't, you know, let it, you know, tough, thin, you know, can't be thin-skinned on the internet, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, the just long-term exposure to negativity really does not work well with me. So, personally, just the way I am, you know, maybe other people aren't, but to Amazon, Mana Life gold find, man. See, if it's got to have one little other thing on there for me to really, I don't know, attack rating on the boa, maybe. It doesn't have run walk. Usually you want run walk on an Amazon one. I don't know. Where's the top tank? Well, with the polo. Yeah, I got the polo shirt today. Switching it up, right? How to bind, save and exit on mouse button. So you'd have to look up what a macro is. So I have a macro set up through my
What's up, Phil, my man?
NVIDIA software that comes with your mouse. There's other ways you can do it for free too, though, but called a macro. And then I have a video exclamation hands-free if you want to see the video of exactly how I do it. What's going on, Figlet, by the way? Thank you for the Twitch Prime sub for a lot. 30 months. Appreciate you. My God. My goodness. Whoops. Didn't mean to throw that out. Had a Wake of Fire on there. That's no good. We'll check this too in case it's one of those crazy rare helms. Like I had one back in LOD. No, I don't set up exclamation gears anymore because I have to keep then going over to my Nightbot and changing it on the bot for Twitch and on the bot for YouTube separately, and I keep forgetting, and then it's like not up to, and then I got, yeah, it's just, it doesn't sound like a whole ordeal, but when I stream like a week or 10 days and then switch the build and they don't, maybe it does now actually. Back in the day, it might do it now, but it wouldn't link to your characters, so you had to manually go in and put the gear in every time. I think now they actually updated it to where it can link on offline single player now, so you don't have to do that. Maybe I'll have to look into that pretty soon here. Can't remember. Actually, I think I tried to do it again and I couldn't get it to work. I used to use it back in the LOD days, the exclamation gear, but because it would automatically link with your single player characters, but I could never get it to work again, I think. Who knows? Who knows? I need to get some Mephisto or some Baal and Diablo statues before they make them more rare, you know what I mean? Yeah, the old music playlist. I gotta get something figured out because I was listening to that playlist for like a month, and people would, the problem with listening to music, like it doesn't matter where you get the music from, people will they'll fraudulently copyright claim you somehow because the AI on YouTube is so bad. It just puts in people like, hey, we think this person's using your music. If they are, send a copyright dispute over. And people do that just for the hopes that you won't see it or you'll forget or something, and then they'll get part of your money for free from your revenue on your channel. So essentially every day I was getting a dispute on like every stream I was doing, but I would dispute it, and then they would like they would lose, like they would just like, what do you even call it, not reject, like they would send over the claim, and then you would dispute the claim with them and be like, yeah, you're a scammer, this is a fraudulent claim and I'm gonna take you down. And then they would just like undispute it, you know what I mean? Like they would just accept your claim that it was a mistake. But this last one, I sent over the claim, and then they rejected my claim, and they claimed every live stream I had for, every live stream that I listened to that playlist on, they copyright claimed every one of them. And I disputed all of them, like 20 live streams in a row. I had to go through and keep, boom, boom, boom. I spent like a half hour, and then they came back and they rejected those, disputed them, which means if I click the next button, the next level of dispute, it will go to YouTube, and whatever happens with them, whoever gets caught in the wrong, they will get a strike against their channel. So if I dispute all of them, and then YouTube, for whatever reason, says, nope, you're wrong.
Whoop 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 whoop
Oh boy.
whoop 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 to 31 months of playership and awesomeness.
Appreciation, Nate, for 31
Thank
months.
you, Mr. Sweet_Phil, for everything you do for the entire community.
Thank you for the 31 months of tier 1 sub there over on Twitch. You legend. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. So what I was saying was, if I get an actual copyright strike, if you get 3 strikes on your channel just gets deleted. And you have you can't like appeal it or anything. It's just deleted, done, and your channel's gone permanently forever. So if I dispute this next one, and YouTube makes another mistake or does some stupid thing, like, for whatever reason, it will just delete my channel if it doesn't go the way that it should. So I can't do that. I messaged the guy of the music that I listen to, because I have literally written permission from him, and it's his music that he makes himself, that I can listen to it on YouTube and stuff. And I messaged him like, hey, just let you know, I know you got this. He works with a company that takes care of all of his copyright stuff for him. Hey, there's this Russian channel that has your song on it. Just to let you know, I can't listen to your music right now until that gets figured out at some point. Maybe I'll give it another try. But I just can't do it right now. I can't risk my channel. So yeah. DGen.
Whoa, to YouTube rules.
Thank you so much, DGen, for the 17 months. Appreciate you. Yeah, good old YouTube. I don't even know how I just made my voice sound like that. Yeah, this music fits pretty good. The other stuff I liked more. I did like the other stuff more, but this stuff's pretty good too. Superior Storm Shield. What do you mean by that, Mewtwo? Uniques can't be superior. Swapped up Bluegrass on April Fool's next year. I mean, I listen to other stuff randomly sometimes. I would swap it right now to one of my... What we got? Oh, we only got like 2 minutes or something. Jeez. BlizzCon leaks or speculation? I've not really heard anything, no. Don't know, and I mean, personally, I'm not even gonna put out an opinion, because good God, after last time, how much of an idiot I looked like. I'm like, guys, you have these same rumors every season. You say they're gonna rebalance skills and they're gonna add in new items. Guys, they ain't doing anything. Like, maybe a couple new rune words or something, but they ain't going crazy. They don't want people to play D2R. They want people to go to D4 and buy a whole bunch of skins. And then boom, they drop an expansion. Like, oh God. The worst, I wouldn't say the worst. It's slightly comical, but also I'm like, gosh darn it, why did he... When Llama watched my video and he's like, those are good points Phil makes. It would be a ton of work for them to add an expansion character and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. He's like, I don't know. Yeah. Diablo 2-2? Ooh, that'd be so sick. Viv, yeah, there's several D2 streamers that are going. I don't know about going. I don't know about, like, when you say invited, I don't know how much, like, invite, like, did they give them a free ticket to get in or something? I don't know if I would have messaged them, if they would have, like, if I said I was going and they would give me a free ticket to get in or something. I don't know how it works, or if people they're like, we'll pay for you to fly out and in here and you can talk on stage or something. I don't know. I don't know what people got invited. Someone hopped in here and said Llama got invited. I cannot confirm anything like this, you know, so I don't know what happened. I know I did not get a message from them and invited to go, so yeah. Back to here. We'll go back to the summon Necro now. And back to the summon Necro. Yeah. Garden Lizard says that he heard Llama say it live on his stream straight from the llama's mouth. So there you go. For what it is. What does the Merc got on? I don't remember what that Merc has, to be honest. Like treachery and like bulwark or something? I'm pretty sure it's not like really, it's not the best thing you can have, because I haven't made Fortitude yet to this offline single player. I have not found a single low rune yet. Look at my guy. Bloodmore Den of Evil. Let's go. We'll pit it up. Do you like that I don't play D4? Well, glad you like the stream. Can you point on your hand which area of Michigan you are from? Metro Detroit. Northern part of Metro Detroit. So that's about as close as I get in there. Streamers average people anyways. I would argue that is not true, Marty. We are below average. Oh. Forgot to empty my cube. In Troy. Okay, I know where that is. I know where Troy is. I see. 32. No good. Best gloves for a fire warlock. Probably Mage Fist with that fire skill, yeah. The Lava Gout, what, I don't see that would, because Lava Gout doesn't have any fire skills on it. That's like, isn't it, what is on that? It's like, isn't it like enchant on striking and like 5% chance of Firestorm on striking or something? On 20 increased attack speed or something? So if you're a regular fire warlock, you're talking like Apocalypse and whatnot, Flame Wave. Yeah, Mage Fist would be my recommendation. Yeah, the level 10 enchantments, I gotcha. So the enchant would be only if you're like rocking some kind of melee character. Whoop. Thought I had my call to arms out for the rebuff. Between my call to arms being so bad and the amount of time it takes me to do a run, doesn't make it the full run. How's the Necro doing? It's rocking and rolling. Enchant on the smiter. I could see that. Well, enchant on a smiter. Because smite hits every time, so you don't really need the attack rating. I was going to say enchant on a zealer. Enchant on a smiter. I know it adds a little bit of fire damage, but I feel like people use enchant generally for the attack rating boost. So that would be Maybe I'm misunderstanding something, or I forget something. So. Down to the beach. What you talking about there, Big Law? No, I missed something. Come on, jeez. Misclick 7 times in a row. No big deal. And even more confused now, Lano. Even more confused. Thinking of a different skill. My bad. That one that makes the enemy your friendly tank. Conversion? That makes the monster like fight for you and everything fights that monster. Or what's the one for the assassin? Someone help me. Mind Blast? Right? Yeah, Mind Blast? Yeah, I got you. Man, that's crazy. I had 2 crazy memory pulls twice in a row. That's insane. I am an expert rememberer, though, so I'm getting better. I'm practicing remembering things. So, yeah, why not? We'll bring up random revives as well, just because. It does go a tiny bit faster because you get the first body down a little bit faster and then a second one down faster, so you can corpse load even more. But it's a tiny bit faster. And I'm speaking about the way I have my build set up with my current gear levels, because yeah, I know if you have your build set up a different way with way more expensive gear, having more revives will make it a lot faster. Yeah, but. That reminds me, I gotta get going on some crafting. Jeez. $673 on the Ethereal Dusk. Yeah, whoa, wait. I know I got some around and I'm dealing with it. Are you doing any solo self-found challenge? Whoa. Outside of like trying to solo self-find every single unique item in the game? No, I'm not doing any of those playthrough challenges. Like I know that's like over the last year that's been the new hotness for everyone to do those. I'm playing through but only using white items. I'm playing through but only using my left hand on the mouse. I'm playing through and only using, no mana potions. Insane. But I don't, I don't really do those kind of things personally. Ooh, man. See, Peter struggling from nightmare to hell as a new person to the game. Holy Shock Pally, any tips? Holy Shock Paladin. Okay. So Holy Shock, and I'm assuming with Zeal, would be my guesstimation there. New to the game, went with a Holy Shock Paladin first. You'd have to let me know what exactly you're struggling with the most. If it's act bosses, or if it's... are you, like, saying that, like, anything lightning immune you can't get past, or... Not sure exactly. Cajole. Get Ral runes for crafting. I mean, technically the Countess, yes, but I usually, for me personally, I just farm around looking for, you know, Jaws and Burrs and hoping to get Griffin's Eye and Death's Web and stuff like that. And you'll just naturally find a ton of Ral runes. You can also, I also do this, especially for online, like a Tal rune is worth like nothing, right? It's part of a spirit rune. There's part of what you need to make a spirit, I guess, but that's about it. You can just literally grab 3 Tal runes and make a Ral rune. And Ral runes are worth way more than Tal runes, so. Don't forget, yeah, so, and you don't need any gem for them either, so don't forget 3 Tals is a Ral. The lightning immunes have zeal, yes. Should I respec? Should is a tough question. I believe you will have an easier playthrough if you play through as a Hammerden. But I don't know if you necessarily want easier. As for things that are immune to lightning, the #1 tip I can give you is there is like 17 monsters total in the game that you have to take out. Realistically, I don't expect most people to be able to do Bale Wave skips, I guess, because it's actually incredibly hard. A little glitch where you can just actually skip Bale Waves. So we'll say the Bale Waves and like 13 monsters in the game you actually have to take out to get through the game. So anything you don't want to fight, you get to an area where it's like, oh man, all these flayers in the Flayer jungle are immune to lightning. Just run past them, right? Or, you know, whatever area, oh, these are all lightning immunes in this area. Just run past them. So... And yeah, like all the act bosses, none of them are immune to anything. So yeah. But yeah, you will have a much easier time, in my estimation, playing through the game as a Hammerden, even though it's like clunky, you know. Igloo Pilot said a Path of Exile Hardcore was the hardest challenge run you ever did. Yeah, I never fully completed. I mean, I guess it was before people started doing these challenge runs. I guess I technically did do a challenge run. It was just something stupid that I decided to do one time, but I did a Druid hardcore playthrough with no gear allowed, even on the Mercenary. I made it to, I think I'm at the start of Act 2 of Hell difficulty, and I just was like, okay, this is taking too long. It's taking like 7 hours per act. It took me like 6 hours to get through Act 1 trying not to die, you know? So it's like, because you have to play so slow, you can't get caught by any little exploding, like, you know, you take them out, and there's that Frost Nova that pops out. If those touch you, you're just gone instantly, so you got to avoid all that. Yeah. But then, I never went back to it, because, I don't know. Maybe it's my contrarian mindset as well again, but it's like, every single person is doing these challenge runs because, you know, I don't know. Farm a Sunday in Nightmare Teasies. That is possible, but so you can only get the Sunder Charms from Nightmare Teasies, I believe anyways. They're from what the Terrorized Act bosses are technically high enough level to be able to drop them, I think. Maybe there is some other places too, like Pindle or something, I'm not sure, but I forget exactly how it is, but I wouldn't recommend necessarily doing that. It would just take too long, I think. So, Peter, if there's something you really want to take out that's lightning immune and you have that shock aura too, I know that you can absolutely buy a lower res wand and you cast that on monsters and it should break a lot of the immunities. So you can shop a lower res wand from Akara in Act 1 of Hell difficulty at minimum. So I don't know that you can get it anywhere in Nightmare, but I know Act 1 of Hell difficulty you can. It may be like hundreds of thousands of dollars depending on, it could be as low as like 20,000 or it could be like 380,000 depending what other skills come on the wand, but yeah. Oh, sorry, I read one, I was getting a little distracted here. So Maniac up a minute ago, 92 Necro, maxing out Golem Mastery, have a bunch of points into Iron Golem. So I will, I guess because you're saying that, let me show you my skill tree here. I did just make a video about it not long ago. The 3 levels of Necro. Check it out on my channel. The 3 levels of Summon Necro. So this is generally how you're going to want it set up, where you actually only have 1 point into Golem Mastery. Extra points, or into Iron Golem, excuse me, I misspoke there. You only have 1 point into Iron Golem. Extra points do not add, like, any survivability at all. I think technically you do get a teeny bit of a defense boost, but it's like nothing. It's essentially nothing. You max out Golem Mastery because it gives you a bunch more life, which keeps him alive. And also don't forget this one right here, Summon Resistance. This will help him stay alive a lot as well. I tend to completely you just put 1 point into it generally. If you got enough plus skills, 1 point gets you to level 17. I often, when I build this character at the very start, I forget this because I'm an idiot. But make sure you get 1 point into Summon Resistant there. So, and of course, if you're doing a Summon Necro, or it's hard to say, if you have a Summon Necro, if you have all these skeletons up, they will eat damage instead of your Iron Golem eating damage. So that can kind of help. But if you're not a Summon Necro, you wouldn't have like the summons. But you want to have, let me look here again too. So Golem Mastery and Summon Resist, yeah, so. Yep. You don't really, so Skeleton Mastery doesn't help it. Skeleton Mastery helps revives though, but not the Iron Golem, so. You would just need to get down to here and get down to here and max that out for the Iron Golem to stay alive. So, and beyond that, if you already have that maxed out, and then the 1 point things you need, then you just kind of need more plus skills. If you don't have really good gear on the Iron Golem, he's gonna get, the more often he's gonna get taken out. So, sorry it took me a second to get to your comment. I didn't see it. Or I seen it and then I was trying to answer and I forgot to get back to it. Where are you gonna go next, and what am I going to do? Yeah, I don't know actually. I do not know. Isn't there a rune word that you need a 3-socketed flail for? I mean, there is like black, but there's got to be something else. Isn't there some? I don't remember. I'm gonna throw it down for now. I can't think of one off the top of my head at all, so maybe I'm thinking of a 3-socketed crystal sword. I feel like there was some point where I was like, man, I wish I had a 3-socketed flail and I couldn't find one for like hours. Malice, maybe? No, I can't remember what it was. I don't know. Agitator. Yo, what's going on? Yeah, I've been away for a minute, huh? Away for a minute. Have you made an offline Javazon already? I have not. Haven't got around to that one, Levendil. Sorry. Would not recommend farming Nightmare too much in Nightmare, says Animal Chin. I do agree with that statement as well. Just sacrificing the ability of getting stupid lucky and dropping like a burr rune, you know, in hell difficulty at some random time when you weren't expecting it. Or like some type of like perfect ethereal superior rune word base that, you know, something crazy that you weren't expecting. I think it's not worth the risk personally. Watch a lot of the content. Kenley. My brain assumed it said Kennedy for some reason before I continued reading. But Ben, welcome in. If you think farming non-TZ Indian Meph is better for finding Thunder Charms. Yeah, I believe based upon what the numbers look like and how hard heralds are relative, I think that that just standard Andariel and Mephisto are probably the best bet under most every circumstance. Because also, part of the reason for that is too, anybody asking how to find Thunder Charms probably don't have the absolute best gear in the game. And if you don't have the best gear in the game, then you probably aren't taking out heralds. Like, it's taking like 4.5 minutes to take out a tier 5 herald, you know? So yeah, for those multiple reasons, I usually always recommend that. Yeah. Enjoyed the GeoGuessr vids from the members exclusive streams. Interesting. Yeah, I haven't played GeoGuessr in quite a long time, to be honest. They started charging like a monthly fee to play it, and I was just like, there was like 3 or 4 months in a row I didn't play it, and I was just like, man, I'm paying this money month after month. And then I thought back, I'm like, I've had this for 2 years and I paid this much a month. I've paid like $350 to play this game. And now I haven't touched it in 3 months. I'm like, no, I can't do this anymore. Like, I like it. I like going back to it sometimes, but I just can't. And then also too, I would go back to play GeoGuessr and I would forget several of the things that I had like, I used to be better and then I got worse. And it's like, man, it's going to take me all this time. Like, I used to literally enjoy studying like European street signs and stuff, yeah, or like the different telephone poles in India, different regions of India. I used to study that stuff and get better at GeoGuessr like that. But now I was just like, you know, I can't do this anymore. It's cost too much money, like over the long haul. Doggy Mustache, more Sundays off of act bosses and heralds. Yeah, it's hard to say. Like, you may have, it depends on your RNG, but also a lot of times when those type of comments come up, I don't know necessarily you for sure, but you find things in the places where you take out monsters. So if you do a lot more act bosses and you're like, these heralds are dumb, I'm not going to do them, I'm not going to farm them, and you don't farm them, then you're never going to find Thunder Charms off them, right? So, which I obviously don't know individually, each person, I don't know what they have done or what they do, but that's just one thing that, you know, people will be like, I find a lot of high runes at Trav, and it's like, how often do you farm Trav? And they're like, oh, I start there every season because it's so good. And I'm like, well, yeah, you're going to find high runes only at Trav if you only farm Trav, you know, or you're never going to find a Thunder Charm off of a herald if you never farm heralds. My first 3 Thunder Charms were only off of heralds, and I did quite a few act bosses too, and I never got a Thunder Charm off it. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna actually do this the way RNG and averages work out. I'm actually gonna farm Andariel for like 500 runs and just see, because you're supposed to get a Thunder Charm, I forget what it was, but at least a couple of Thunder Charms in 500 runs. It might have even been a few, I don't remember the exact number, but I ended up finding like 3 or 4 of them. But I didn't find my first Thunder Charm for like 280 runs of Andariel. And I think it was like 1 in 120 or something like that. You're supposed to get a Thunder Charm. Yeah, I don't know if that number sounds right. Maybe you guys know it offhand, but... Oh no! Ryu lost his hardcore summoner last night. Sorry to hear that. Definitely is the risk you take when you play hardcore, though. Unfortunate. On the hunt for Tal Rasha's armor for 2 weeks. So 2 weeks you haven't found a Tal's armor. That's not too out of the ordinary. It's not that common of an item for sure. I tend to it's one of the items I actually get very lucky on. But I mean, I would say it's way more uncommon than to be able to find one every 2 weeks for sure. You might find more than one in a week or something, but that's like crazy RNG outside of the norm, you know. Like I'll do that sometimes, but sometimes I'll go months without finding a Talos armor, you know. When I'm mainly blasting like TZ, Andy, and Meph in 85 areas, like that's all I do pretty much. Places that it could drop. Animal Chin said, I've found 100% of my Cham runes from Arachnid's lair. Right. Ben's been in the ancient tunnels. Gotcha. I mean, that's a good spot. That's a reasonable spot to go for it. Yeah, I don't really know as a best in slot place besides I always just find them either terror zones or 85 areas. So that was actually the last video I recorded. Actually, was crazy. In one chaos run, anyone who didn't watch the last video, go back and watch it. Trust me. But in one chaos run, while I was recording the video and I was talking about the summon Necro, the different, in one run, I found Pal's armor, Arachnid's mesh, and Opal Vein. Fire. All in one chaos run. I think the Arachnid's mesh and the ring both dropped off of Diablo too. And then this dropped off of some champ. I was like, what? Crazy. Appreciate you, Biv. But yeah, that wasn't even in the drop highlight video, Bib. That was in the 3 levels of summon Necro video. I was like doing an example run. I was like, oh, here we go. Look at how this works out here. Boom, boom. Oh, ho, 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 buddy. Ooh, let me go grab, gotta stay hydrated, am I right? I sucked this whole thing down. Let me go grab some more to drink. So I'll be back. 60 seconds maximum. Max. Look at how quick I'm back. You see that? Look, Cajoled only got to 58. That only took me 2 seconds. See? How was I even that fast? It seemed like longer than 2 seconds, but that's as far as you counted. Make sure that don't spill over. Viv, talking about the drop I was pointing to before I got my drink there. He says, like before when you were testing Your new monitor. No, not like that. No, I found it live when I was recording. I was like, we'll just go around and hit the seal bosses here. You should know this, Bib. You should have watched the last video. Wow. Mod's not even watching the video, guys. Wow. Wow. You just self-roasted there, buddy. And you must feel real awkward now, Biv, I'm gonna be honest. But I'm half joking. But but yeah. I was going around and like, yeah, summon up all these skeletons right here, and you can see, look at how the skeletons eat all the damage, and then you can just make sure you get them amp damaged up and start corpse exploding. You see how good this summon Necro really worked. Oh my gosh, Tails armor! Ah! Yeah, like that. And then it was like, yeah, it is slower against the act bosses with the gear set up the way I got, but I mainly have this set up because what you're doing the most with this is clearing packs and stuff like that. So against the act bosses is going to be slower, but that's okay. And then, oh my gosh, Diablo just dropped the Direction Smash. You got to be kidding me. Yeah. Yeah, you did get self-annihilation right there, I'll tell you what. Oh, you people. Wish they would allow summoned skeletons to persist between games. I don't know about, I mean, I don't know. I kind of wouldn't matter or wouldn't care too much. But then it would just make the skeletons so much better than like a summoned druid. So summoned druid can't really summon up as many, but they can summon them without having a body, you know. So I think that's kind of the balance between the summons, between the summoned druid and the summoned necro. Where the necro can have way more, but then you have to get it roll. You have to get the build rolling, you know. I mean, and then I know the next one. Of course, there's a summon warlock, but you can't even discuss a summon like a warlock in regards to like Diablo 2 builds, because the warlock is more like a Diablo 4 character than it is a Diablo 2 character. So. See Mage Demon saying, I've never seen a single key drop from Diablo or Baal. A key drop? Well, Diablo and Baal don't drop keys. So, unless by keys you mean something else like a statue. So the keys only drop from the Countess, the Summoner, and Neelithak. Only. Literally only those monsters. So the statues drop from the act bosses. The statues to open Colossal Ancients. So yeah. Bind Demon makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I guess kind of, yeah. You're just talking about how it goes between games or whatever. Kind of, sort of. Yeah, Bind Demon makes about as much sense as an Iron Golem, because if you're going to have the summon that has like an aura on it that like takes you time to go get or to do, you need that for sure to persist through games, or it would just be unusable, you know. So yeah. Started D2R single player just for the fun of it. Just almost completed my Uber Smiter. Did my first ever single player Uber Tristram run. 1920 Pally Torch. Ooh, nice. You can't complain about that one. The only time I complained about Pally Torches is when I needed one of each torch during my original like Holy Grail, because you need one of each torch for each character, and I kept finding Sorceress, Paladin, Paladin, Sorceress, Barbarian, Paladin, Sorceress, Paladin, 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 Sorceress, and I'm like, stop giving me single player Paladin torches. I need one Amazon. And it was like 40 something runs to finally get, you know, my Amazon torch. And I'm much more glad about how it went this time. I still have that video like I still have it in the vault. I was actually gonna release that video. I was gonna release it more towards the beginning of the next season. Because if you release a video like 3 days after the new season, you'll get 6 times as many views on it as you will right now. So I was like, I'll just sit on this video until when more people are watching Diablo 2 videos. No one would make Infinity Golem. Yeah, isn't that true? Wait, I mean, nobody would make Insight Golem, just like nobody did before. Because all they did for the Iron Golem online, nobody used to use it. All they did was make it persist between games, and boom, everybody used it, you know? So yeah. Cajoled says, Duriel. Put the keys in with the town portal drop table there, huh? I guess. Just need him to drop all exclusively and only trash all the time, huh? Exclusively and only trash. Cam Cooper, good point. Don't forget to slay that like button. YouTube, like button. Hit it. Huh. I've been so hit or miss lately on this stuff. Cherry Limeade, not sponsored, but Pure Aqua, aka Aldi brand. If you want to sponsor the channel, Aldi, let me know. Boy, if Aldi would sponsor me, I'd be the sickest sponsor of all time. I would just, nothing would have to change. I'd just be like, yep, I'm drinking the same stuff I always was on stream. Guess what I'm having for dinner? All this stuff I bought from Aldi. Okay, let's see if I get a good mosaic bait. Oh. Well, while we're here, I keep forgetting to drop this stuff off. John Simo, welcome in. Go, Phil, go. I am indeed going. I'm getting up there. I need to take a day and just zap those all down now. Fruity Ringos? Yeah, that's not what they're really called. Come on. I don't think anyways. They're called like toucan ring circles or something. Food Town brand. What? I don't know what Food Town brand means. Don't know what that one means. Jason Williams, good afternoon, crew. He says, welcome in. Welcome in. Oh, the Ringos. That's the name of the brand that makes those. Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. Shadow said he got a Zod over the weekend. Congratulations. That is a mega rare one. Mega rare. Trash. Yo, a bunch of people hopping in all of a sudden. YouTube must have finally decided to put my video out there on people's feeds, huh? Welcome in. Necro looks like he's OP. Ooh, Summon Necro is too OP, needs a nerf. No, I'm just kidding. This is on players 3 too. I could do, it can even do players 7 or 8 here in the pits, no problem, but just lazy. Lazy Phil. Ever get tired of slaying monsters? Well, not really, I guess. I don't know. Of course, I'm like talking to hundreds of people all at once as well, so it's a little bit different than just like normally sitting around playing the game, you know? And yeah, outside of streaming, I don't play the game very much at all, to be honest. I might play a few hours, like around ladder reset when I'm not streaming, but that's about it. Jason Williams got an ohm. Congratulations on that. 6-3. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad on the roll. Better than a 4-2. Tell you that much. Is what it is, though, huh? Is what it is. Oh, I should have mentioned before, too. I didn't think about that. That somebody was talking about their Iron Golem not surviving. So, if an Iron Golem or whatever, or your Mercenary doesn't survive, for me, usually, it's because I don't have Call to Arms. I forgot how much different survivability is for your Act 2 Mercenary, for your Mercenaries, and for the Iron Golem when you have Call to Arms. I forgot about that. Should have mentioned that. Oh, well, if you're still here, whoever was talking about that. Call to Arms is huge for survivability on that stuff. John's back to work. Well, hopefully you have an okay day. Hopefully it's not too bad. Yeah, so every time you make an Iron Golem, you do have to consume a weapon, but the Iron Golem stays like through games now. Back in the LOD days, it did not. You'd leave the save and exit, and it would be gone. But years ago in D2R now, they changed it so that it would persist through games, I guess would be the way you'd word that. But if it dies, or if you die, then it goes away. So generally, while you're teleporting around slaying demons, you're going to want to grab 4-socketed pole arms as you're going around. Like, if you see any, that is. I got a couple chilling in there. Iron Golem, I pretty much always recommend for everyone to do insights, pretty much. You can get crazy bananas and do like infinities and prides and stuff, but like, man, I don't think that's really realistic for most anybody, really. You're like sacrificing and risking several high runes for like a 1% damage output increase. Like, it's just like, bro, how could you do that? Whoops, I did not mean to hit all those buttons. Looking dapper in the polo, huh? Yeah, I mean, gotta wear them sometime, I guess, right? I don't much go anywhere, so that I would, you know, wear a polo, no big deal. I'm a 40-year-old. Maybe I'll button it up a little bit. I don't want you guys getting too excited. Got too many buttons undone here. Wait, like I feel like I've never buttoned that one up. Is that too high now? Does it look awkward? Maybe I need to go to the next one. All the way to the top. There we go. Yeah, I like it. Tell us this is a gift from the wife. No. This is, I had some old, I like wearing these things. They're comfortable. Nice and thin, cool. I used to golf more often. I don't as much anymore, but even though they look like old man shirts, which they kind of are, they're comfortable. Now I go to the Salvation Army and I look at the shirts and at first I don't even look at them. I just walk down the aisle feeling the fabric like this. So I'm feeling the shirts, feeling them. And then when I feel one that's like the nice, quick dry fabric, and I'm like, see if it's something. Oh, no. Oh, no. What is it? Oh, it's a small. You know, so I need like either a large. This feels too uncomfortable. I can't do it. I can't do that. Yeah, I need either a large or an extra large. So usually golf shirts can run kind of big though. So usually on golf shirts, I get a large. But if it's a t-shirt, I get an extra large. Because they make golf shirts for like old men, and old men are generally fat, and fat dudes need extra larges and double extra larges and stuff. So could use a 6-socketed weapon. Get lower the resistance. So yeah, if you made it out of a weapon with any type of like minus 20 fire res, it would lower the resistance of the monster, specifically for only the Iron Golem's attacks and whatever damage it does, whatever damage it outputs. But the minus res would not help out your damage of spells you cast, I believe is the way that would work. But the way you make it out of, if you make the Iron Golem out of things that have auras on them, the auras, similar to how the Insight that I made it out of, it uses meditation on you and all your summons and party and stuff. The Fanaticism aura from the Mercenaries thing goes on everything. So auras can go across all the different stuff. But not, if it has minus res, it's not going to help out the damage of all the other characters. But like Conviction aura from Infinity does, you know what I mean? So. Do I have shirts for the bowling league? No, no, we don't. I thought about maybe for the winter league I do with the boys, maybe getting them all like Sweet Phil shirts or something, but the league I bowl in the summer is me, my wife, my sister-in-law, and my mother-in-law. So we don't have crazy wacky shirts or anything. Trash says Phil buys old man shirts so he doesn't have to buy old man shirts when he becomes an old man. I mean, that's a logical explanation. No, to be honest, they look like old man shirts, but they're just comfy. I don't know what to tell you. Ooh, 37. The quick dry material they make these out of, and I wish they made more t-shirts out of this material. Like, you can, I feel like, buy them in like Under Armour and stuff, maybe. Like workout, like, but I wish just more regular t-shirts were just made out of this material. Yeah. Experienced men's shirts, yeah, well. Yep, old fat men. And Pin Slayers would be a cool name. Ooh. I should put that up on the merch store. You can put it in the freezer. I'm gonna have to write that one down. I might have to put that up on the merch store. Consider your idea stolen. Someone said a good idea for a shirt before, and then I forgot what it was, and I lost the paper. I never did this either, too. I want to do a playlist of the best videos for new player's guides. Never did that either. I want to get around to that. Zerker Axe base. I see someone answer that for you there. I was trying to get around to it, but yeah, pretty much cows is what most people say. Generally, I don't ever really like try to find a specific base. It's kind of like, I don't want to say, is Fool's Errand the right verbiage for that, but like, it's just not the best. Usually you go out and try to find other things and you just like luck into them. Kind of like High Runes, like, where's the best place to farm a Jaw Rune online? It's like, oh boy, like, you know, it's uncommon to find that. You just kind of got to go out and slay monsters and get lucky. So for that stuff, for me, I just go out and magic find and farm, and eventually you find them over enough time. But if you specifically want to find more rune word bases and stuff, technically, if you have less magic find or even zero magic find, you're more likely to get rune word bases, because the magic find, if the more magic find you have, the more likely the items will be blue instead of white or socketed, or they could be rare or set or unique, but they're more likely to be blue, so you'll be less times will be white or socketed. So technically less magic find for rune word bases, but I'm not much of a rune word base farmer personally. You know, I more of like try to find the uniques and stuff, and then the ones that do roll white and socketed and stuff, if they're good rune word bases, then I take those too, you know. Crash says, thanks for the coffee cup. You use that coffee cup every day, man. Yeah, those Sweet Phil coffee cups. Ooh. Just goated. I use that thing all the time too. Happy with the quality on that too. Sometimes you don't know through the merch stores, but any of the t-shirts I've gotten and the coffee mug and stuff, just sick. Cajoled. The pits in the armpit. No, that's... I feel like that's too cheesy. Sweet Phil action figure? He's sick. That'd be so sick. Bradley said he used to farm the pits. This expansion, it feels off. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like RNG is too... Without any definitive things, like... I've heard several people say things like that, but without any definitive, like, math or, you know, looking into the coding or, like, over enough time. I feel like RNG is just too RNG to really make any, you know, even over the course of a few seasons is not enough to really anecdotally say there's something going on here, you know. 157. Just a picture of the swampy pits with like 2 arrows. Or 1 arrow. That'd have to be the... Never mind. Never mind. Alright, let's throw that stuff over here. And we will get the sorceress going. Solo online. Can't really complain when I'm not depending on trading this time. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, solo online, so everything P1, just making it happen. Gotcha. I wish this had a better Andariel map. Unfortunately, I didn't get the call times, did I? Unfortunately, the Andariel map on here is just a disaster. Just a disaster, but the Meph map is so sick I can't reroll it. Worried about Puka this year. Well, the good thing is the only way that it's going to matter much is if you're drafting like best ball teams. By the time the season rolls around, we will know what's going on with Puka probably. So, if anything happens, I mean. Like if it gets settled out of court, or if he does end up getting suspended for whatever, biting that girl or whatever he did. Yeah. Trash says, action figure would be easy. You just get a Mr. Clean doll and put a little Silverstein shirt on it. Mr. Clean. I see what you did there. Whoops. What? Oh. They're reversed from what the last character was, and it's blowing my mind. I don't know why all of a sudden. Yeah, like, this map is just about as bad as the Mephisto map is good. Straight up. Why does it feel like the FCR? Maybe the FCR is fine. Ah! .98 FCR, bro. What have I done? I'm terrible. Oh yeah, I already have a bazillion maxed out Andy ones. All right, let's go. You over here. Fire. I wonder if I have a cold one somewhere. I probably do, but I just transferred everything over. Oh, these aren't enough FCR. I need a 10 FCR ring. Okay. Get over 105. I was like, this does not feel like 105. I was a little bit under. Nightbot, what's going on? Love that guy. Nightbot never misses a stream. Just make sure you hit that like button for Sweet Phil. Good call. You too, make sure you hit that like button for me. Hell's amulet. Oh. These are also reverse, which is bugging me. Bumping this in the background like a podcast. Ooh. Legend. Legend. Yeah, I haven't looked how many likes there really are, but I know not everybody. Ooh, come on. Oh, 30 Nagel. Let's go. That's noteworthy. That's on the lower end of noteworthy, but I say 30 Nagels are noteworthy, in my opinion. Thanks for getting me through the day. Thanks for watching. No need to thank me. Appreciate you. Don't know exactly where I'm sitting at on my Nagel inventory, so we'll throw that there for now. Nope, nope, nope. Vein Box. It is the world famous bald man, yep. Too bad you can't convert the statues to gems like in D3. Ooh, man, too bad you can't do something like in D3 and D2. I don't think I've ever heard someone say something like that in my life before. No, the thing is the statues, they just broke it. They busted the statues. They drop way too often. Yeah. That's just what it is. Like every single run, you know? That's how they decided to nerf TZ, Andy, and Meph. Hey, we'll just make it so that they drop all these other things all the time, and that takes the place of an item. So the drop rates will actually lower that way. 32 life skiller from LK. Ooh. Congrats on that. Life skillers. Love to see it. Any god tier stuff yet? That depends on how godly you're talking about. Couple items that are like good and stuff, but boy, literally every run. Another statue. Oh. Got randomly stabbed there and a bunch of life. Easy Andy, absolute crap. No. They did lower the drop coefficient from before though, and then also because of the statues dropping all the time, that takes 1/6 of the drops though. But mirrored boots? I don't remember if I found these on single player yet. We'll find out. Oh, I did. Yeah, so Horizon's Legacy, one of the new boots. Not be frozen on the boots. Yeah. I don't know the different rolls on these. Don't feel like looking up right now. Maybe we'll hang on to those compared to what we got. Trying to get a Vex to mix Exile, but not going to complain about the skiller. No way. No. That's what's great about LK too. All the other, the bazillions of crafting materials, the skillers you get from there. You usually always get some skillers stuff. So that, oh, Death Mask can be a different thing now, right? Is the Horizons a Death Mask, or is that a something else? I'm confused. Brain's not working at full capacity at the moment. Or is that the demon head? Oh, burnt text. Okay, it's not the highest one, but you want to get one of these if you're going to have like all the best stuff. You want one that's rolled good. So can we get 333? Well, 312. 312. I think the FCR can roll differently on it too, right? I don't remember that for sure, but definitely. Yeah. Another one I'll compare to what I got. This looks like it's one that I'll toss out, but we'll compare it to what I got. We'll compare. Later. Well, I need to make a... I'm gonna have to run LK here pretty soon again and make Infinity. Because I got so many of the Worldstone shards saved up. I need to just do like 20 straight hours of, you know, TZ Talrash's Tombs or something like that. With something sick. What build should I do with? Maybe if I had Infinity. Oh no! I didn't notice he was gone. What happened? Poor guy. Oh wait, no, I'm not using my Necro anymore. This guy. I'm like, my Iron Golem's gone. No. Oh my word. This guy. I told you. This not working at full capacity today, okay? Deal with it. It ain't. I ain't joking. It is not. I do need to run Novasork. This is true. That's what I thought of. Issue being self-infinity Novasork means I'd have to make my first infinity in a skithy. Blanche knife. I actually want to take a couple of those. You think Assassin is a good first character for single player? It's not bad, but it's tough for me to recommend that. Sork is just so most, like, the only way I would say play Assassin first, in my opinion, is if you're going to play single player and you just want to, like, play through the game with a couple of characters, and that's, like, all you want to do. If you want to, like, play single player and start, like, trying to complete a single player chronicle, or you want to... Hold up! Sunday? Oh, it's got to be a Sun... Oh, wait a second. I have no Gajeeds in here. Great. It could be a Gajeeds or a Sunday. We got a Poison Sunder, so there you go. We'll, maybe after the Terror Zone, we'll up that. And also, that reminds me, I need to go get a Gajeeds. Whoops. So yeah, like I don't remember what point I had gotten to there when I was just speaking, but like if you're gonna play through and try to complete a whole chronicle, start with a sorcerer, personally. Got a cold Sunday. Is there an item with Iron Golem charges? So Metal Grid has Iron Golem charges, but so if you take the Metal Grid off, the Golem instantly goes away. Also, because it's like the thing that really keeps the Iron Golem alive is the Golem Mastery on the Necromancer. So having like whatever it is, level 10 Iron Golem, it has like 130 life. I don't know the actual number, but it's something not enough to survive in hell difficulty. So if you make an Iron Golem from Metal Grid, there's very, very obscure ways of trying to keep it alive. And it's really unnecessary nowadays because you can self-wield Infinity and getting the minus res and the Conviction Aura and stuff, so before they changed that, they made it so Iron Golems would last between games. And I kind of messed around and tested with it. The only way you could possibly get the Iron Golem to stay alive is you had to fight monsters that never, like, pierced your character. So as you were an energy shield Nova Sorceress, you could put Infinity on your Mercenary because the minus res used to not work from... Didn't the minus res not work from the weapon to your spells for some reason? Or I don't remember exactly why. We never self-wielded Infinity before. But yeah, so I'd make the inside out of the Iron Golem and I would telestomp cows, specifically only cows, with the Nova Sorc, and the cows would only hit you. They wouldn't hit your Mercenary or your Iron Golem ever. So you could do that, but then if ever a cow was lightning enchant, it would just like nuke your Iron Golem instantly. But if you went around and just cleared the packs, you could have Infinity on your Mercenary and then have the Iron Golem from the Metal Grid's Iron Golem and do specifically cows that way. But it was like, yeah. Singer or Java's on it. Like if I had to pick between the two for end game farming, I would pick Singer, I guess. But Singer, like Barb is going to be Unique Hunter. Java's is going to be like clearer, essentially. So it's kind of two different things. But guy said he's cooking smoked brisket, burnt brolisket ends. Sounds like you're cooking up a whole feast over there. A little bit of everything. Yemen. Let's see, Jeezy says he thinks it's because Energy Shield because of the mana burn bug. That sounds familiar, but How come when we used like a lightning sorceress, we never self-wielded infinity? Or whatever. There had to be a reason, but maybe it was just because of that. I don't know. Don't remember. Been many, many a moons. Pride, hammers, or foe? So I don't think concentration works for Fists of the Heavens, does it? It just works for hammers, and that's like it works because it's a bug, but then they just decided that they wanted to keep the bug because everybody would be too mad if they got rid of it. I think is what happened there. I don't think concentration works for, and if I'm wrong, feel free to correct me, whoever thinks I'm wrong or whatever, but I think that's a bit. Oh, what am I doing here? Okay, there we go. Whatever. It's getting a little crazy. Making an iron golem out of a metal grid, like I said, it does not survive. So Trash, just have fun. Hopefully you're on for a bit. Afternoon time for work. Peace out, Trash. Hopefully you have a wonderful rest of your day. A lightning sword that wields infinity also has a merc. I'm assuming it's saying with infinity. I didn't read the rest of it yet, though. Do they stack? President, no, they do not. I think the auras have to be on the same character for them to stack. Do they? Someone else maybe. I don't look into a lot of these because, you know, if you make like the dual dream, whatever, they're obviously both dreams, so they both have the same level aura. Is it that they have the same level aura, then they stack, or is it just that, like, could you have, like, I don't know that there's necessarily an instance of this. But could you have the Holy Fire aura like on your helmet, like a level 4 Holy Fire, and then have like a level 15 Holy Fire aura on your shield, and they would stack? I thought they had to be the same level to stack or something. 100 poison damage with 14 to life. Unfortunately, I don't really use those. Back in the day, 100 poison damages were used once in a while for stuff and things, but maybe a PvP type of oh no, I didn't realize he was poisoned and about to die. Who knows things about stuff? Rascal, welcome in. Oop. Yeah, Lawn Gnome, I'm not exactly sure. I'm not exactly sure what to think about what you're suggesting. Not sure. I better get him back. Change the synergies for Nova. Yeah, so that was part of the reason why people didn't play Nova anymore, because it didn't do a lot of damage, but mainly the self-infinity type deal. I was thinking of people would play Lightning Sorceress. Lightning, or people mainly Lightning, maybe Chain Lightning too, but mainly the Lightning one I'm thinking of. Because yeah, nobody used Nova until they changed the synergy and made it better. Again. But yeah. 23. Oof. Just wrecked. Oh, well, I'm about to get wrecked. Hold up. Good old mirrored boots, though. How good is they? 1 to Chaos. Let's go. I think I already have Chaos ones, though, so. I'm not pronouncing it wrong. All y'all pronounce it wrong. So, yeah, don't need another one. I think that's the 3rd time in a row they've been Chaos. I almost said it the wrong way this time. Poor Emilio. Poor guy. I have to assume this is the same guy, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just hide that user from channel. I feel like I put him in timeout the other day, and he just posted the same Israel comment again, so we'll just ban that guy permanently. Oh, why not? How could it be good? But we'll ID it anyways. FCR with Dex, interesting. I mean, confused charges are pretty legit, but Jan saying, so they do not have to be the same level. Gotcha. Auras can stack if they're not the same level, as long as they're on the exact same character. You know what? I don't remember. Speaking of talking about auras, did they ever fix that glitch to where if a monster has a higher or has the exact same level conviction aura as the infinity on your mercenary, it would cause it to glitch and the mercenary would have no aura? Like once you killed the monster, it would like deactivate the aura that was on the monster, and it would like deactivate both because there was a glitch where if they were the same level. Like it apparently had always been in the game. But because monsters could never be high enough level to have a conviction aura high enough to be the same as infinity, it just never like materialized itself as a glitch. But then when they added in terror zones, the monsters could be higher level, so their conviction aura could be the same level as infinity. I don't remember ever hearing if they fixed that, but then I don't remember it being a problem anymore. So I don't know what happened with that. Maybe they did fix it. No good. And Perfect Morris! Oh, my almost. Lunchtime, Fishaholic, welcome in. Welcome in. 25. Few more minutes here. Few more minutes. What's going on? Race! Yo, yo, yo! Hopefully y'all are doing great. Shadow says, game used to be a lot harder than it is now. Sort of. I mean, I would venture to say the playthrough is still, I mean, unless you're talking about the Warlock. The Warlock playthrough is a joke, but, for the most part, the playthroughs are still kind of difficult. But yeah, once you start getting any year later, I mean, and it depends how long ago you're talking about. Obviously, if you're talking like before runes existed, sure, yeah, with stealth and spirit and stuff, I can, like, speaking of, I can make a sick stealth rune rootedness, huh? But back in the 90s, you mean the launch day version? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, before runes and rune words, for sure. I would venture to say that it was like too hard. Not everybody would agree with that. Some people would think that's the most fun, but I would say that's just in my opinion. Playing the original version, there's too many glitches and stuff to make it fun, first off. And then, yeah, even like playing certain builds or whatever that aren't glitches, dang, dude. It's just too hard. Kinda, sorta. Too slow-paced. So JB Rizzle, I don't know exactly why this glitch is a thing, but for some reason on offline single players, every single item that could go to the Chronicle always says eligible for Chronicle. I don't know for sure, but I'm going to speculate for a second of what I think happened is because there was a glitch where every single time, wasn't that a glitch originally where it would always say eligible for Chronicle? And I know sometimes they fix things as a server-side fix, because if they make a patch... He died again, dang it. If they make a patch that has to be downloaded onto the consoles, every single console that the game is on, they all have to apply for patch approval from each company, and it takes months. So if there's ever a glitch that's like game breaking after a season starts, essentially game breaking or whatever, they do these server side patches, or it starts causing a crazy problem and it's going to ruin the season or something. A good example of that is remember the unlimited gold glitch that people would use for gambling, where you'd buy something and then switch to the old graphics and sell it, and you would get more than what you paid for it? They fixed that with a server side patch. So online it's fixed, but on single player, you can still do that glitch. Another double durability Shaco, interesting. Kind of pointless, but you can do it. Kind of, sort of. I think that's what happened with that. They fixed the glitch to where it doesn't say eligible for or it was part of the glitch, I think, where, remember when people were identifying stuff off of a rack that would drop and it would erase the Chronicle? I think it was all part of that, and to fix it, they fixed it online, but they didn't fix it for single player, I think. Could be wrong here. So, and I might have part of the information there, but that's just kind of like, for some reason on single player, the short answer is, for some reason on single player, every set and unique item always says eligible for Chronicle, all the time. So, hopefully they change it eventually, but who knows? Who knows? Yeah, poor Emilio, Ronnie, I know, right? Poor Emilio. Say World Stone Chambers. Yeah. Could go rip some bail runs if I try to get some statues, but... Summon Necro against Baal. Meh. Favorite food? Titus, I don't know. Bacon, I guess? Oh yeah. Back to the Summon Necro. I can't believe I don't have more of these. I must have just not been saving them. Oh yeah, they got super rare all of a sudden, didn't they? Yeah. I wasn't saving them before because I was like, I'll definitely find a better one real soon. And then the new season came out, they did the Thunder Charm change, and now the Gajeeds are 8 times more rare? 6 times? I forget how much more rare. 7 times more rare? Something like that. Oh, I didn't grab the CTA. Can't go wrong with bacon, that's for sure. Favorite charm? You gotta go with the 7 MFers for sure. No doubt. I don't have all 7s, but you know. Yeah, maybe we'll switch it up. We'll just do some P3 chaos. Why not? Switch it up slightly. What breakpoint am I at here? Do I have the wrong FCR again? I don't know why it sort of feels 90. Why am I sitting at 90? I know I don't have perfect gear or anything, but 90. It's is it 75, 125, right? What am I doing? 90. Seems like a skill issue if you ask me. Dang it. I mean, you want champ packs, but you don't only want champ packs because you need corpses to explode. So when there's only champ packs, it can take you a second. And no skeletons because I didn't go get any first before I came out here. Good job, Phil. Give me a few more skeletons. More skellies. Yeah, out here it can be beneficial too for revives and stuff for sure. Well, the summon Necro, that's why you kind of use in the pits a lot. Oh, another level, which doesn't really help me out a ton on this build at this point. I think I was just going into what? The bone thing to keep you alive more, I believe. 1% more. I like how spread out this Chaos Sanctuary is either. Kind of annoying. With the corpse exploding, of course, you kind of want larger monster packs. Grab this shrine for 1 second. What is a necromancer? Not sure how to answer that. You don't know what a necromancer is? Didn't realize the music a bit on the loud side today, huh? I didn't notice the audio must have shifted again. Why did that? Why is this so loud? Not sure. Everyone's like, yeah, we're rocking out today. Of course, hours into the stream, just realized that it was louder than normal. Oh, well, you'll be fine. Well done steaks joke. I see what you did there. I think I'm gonna go do a few cow runs, maybe. Just because. Just because. No Stony Field waypoint. This has got to be the cold. Oh, Barrow Grounds. Interesting. Yeah, I knew they were going for some kind of joke there, but I couldn't figure out where they're going. All right, waypoints. Okay, we got our guy right here. Every once in a while, I'll take out a pack, hope to get lucky. Yeah? Anyways, where is this? Obsession-based matter much. So obsession, sort of, matter much. I feel like it's tough to justify making obsession unless it's like the perfect base. It's so expensive, you know? And if you don't get those extra skills, are you really beating out any of the other caster stuff? You know what I mean? So I haven't done super long, extensive testing on this and that and whatnot, but I feel like it kind of does. Oh no, I know yours was a serious answer, but I meant the question was not a serious question. Jordan was just trying to use an attempt to make a well done steaks joke. Wait, that's not right. Okay. Yeah, why not? We'll bring up a bunch of cowsies too. Or ist for a Zod, trying to figure out what to do with the rune. Yeah, that's the only problem. Like, Zod Obsession is cool. Breath of Dying is pretty cool, can be good, but like, none of the Zod rune words are like the best in slot generally. Like, I've heard arguments for technically this blah 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 for this Sork or this thing, you know, Breath of the Dying for this or that, but I don't think it really is really the biz, because if it was the best in slot for builds and stuff, then the Zod would be more expensive to trade for, right? But it's not. Have I seen the movie Obsession? I don't think so. Void's pretty good. Yeah, I guess so. I honestly haven't looked a ton into Warlock recently at all, because it just is like, you know, I just don't want to, I guess you could say. I feel like I don't want to learn a lot of stuff about the character and a bunch of stuff about how to min-max this and that and the build and stuff when I'm pretty confident that they're just going to change it again anyways in like a month or two. So like, what's the point? You know, when the build comes out busted and you're like, they adjust some things and you're like, well, it's still busted, but in a different way now. And it's like, if you get what I'm saying. That's part of the thing that I talk about for anti-change. Like, And maybe it's just me, but things constantly changing actually make the game boring for me. Because it makes me not care about learning anything about the game or the characters, because it's all going to be different in like a couple, like 2 months anyways. So like just in time to learn how to do everything, then you have to just learn how to do everything again. That's kind of one of the reasons I'm anti-change guy. I don't know if anybody else has that same like feeling, but Zod more of a trophy? Kinda. Yeah. Zod's like Tyrell's Might, you know? It's just an insanely rare trophy, kind of, sort of. Yeah, I'm kind of fine with it too. I mean, Zod does have its uses, but it's just not as much, you know? Like, there are places to put Zods into ethereal, like, stuff, you know? It's just not all that's like Zodded ethereal upgraded ribcracker, right? Stuff like that for a Fury Druid, yeah. Warhat. Oh, game's easy. Who says these Cow King pieces are hard? You just run one time and you get the Cow King horn, you know? Game's easy. Should I keep the full set? What if the... No, I'm joking. You know what I must have done? This must have been what happened. I was using Spirit, and then, because look at my strength. I was using Spirit, and then I decided to switch to Homunculus, and I forgot to respec. That must have been what happened. Yeah. We'll just go grab the couple of spirits over here. I don't know how many I really have and whatnot around, but oh, I didn't see Biv up here a minute ago said, don't look for an absolutely perfect obsession base because you'll never find it. This is true. I would say for your obsession base, it should at least be like, if you're a fireballer and you're making obsession for you, or if you're Nova and you're making obsession, it needs to at least have like 3 to Nova. Or you could get like 2 to Nova, 2 to Energy Shield or something, you know, like, or 2 to Nova, 2 to Lightning Mastery, but yeah. Hope I'm doing great as Zarar. Doing okay. I think I'll do another cow level. Why not? Easy peasy, and why not? Good call on that one, Jordan. All about them All about them well done steaks, am I right? All about them full cooked steaks. Yeah. I mean, it is just true though. Who really likes those like bloody steaks, you know, those bloody medium rare steaks? Nobody actually likes those. Cut them open, blood just goes everywhere. Eldritch Blast. Overcooked. No, not overcooked. Perfectly cooked. You almost had it right there. Perfectly cooked steak. Expect another workout stream? I mean, sometime. Just kind of on days when I want to get them both in. I went to the gym today, actually, which is, I know, shocking, but did a little, just kind of full body. Nothing too heavy, because I have to just only lift light weights from now on so I don't destroy my body. Just completely wreck myself. A little bit of everything. Did a bench press. I did a leg press. I did some curls. I did some face pulls. I did some, what's it even called? Something for your lats where you sit in the chair and you pull the things. Kind of like a lat pull down, but a lat straight pull. I don't even know what it's called, but what's those? What are they called? I think it's called back extension, but it really does a lot of glutes and hamstrings too. So did those. Bunch of little things. Bunch of little things. JD. Can't tell if that was an autocorrect or if you like eating snakes. Yeah, I feel like snake needs to be cooked over rare, but I feel like I had snake, I had like jerky, like rattlesnake jerky when I was a kid one time. My grandma went on vacation somewhere and she came home with all these different types of like obscure jerkies. Alligator jerky, ostrich jerky, rattlesnake jerky. It just tasted like all the other jerkies, kind of. Kangaroo steaks? Ooh. Deer jerky? Oh, yeah. Being from Michigan. Venison stuff. All the time. I wouldn't say all the time. I'm not a hunter, but other people always do so. Seated row? Maybe seated row, Artemis. Maybe. Yeah, that sounds right. Cardio. Like lift weights faster, you mean? No, I'm joking. I do cardio sometimes, but I don't do cardio and like lift weights on the same day. I don't have enough like time and energy, I guess you could say. I used to lift on cardio days, but I could never do more than like 20 minutes of cardio, and then I was like dying because I'd be so gassed from. But that was back when I was like like I was getting after it at the time. Now I'm so old and I don't even know what I would do. But yeah, I would be. That was back when I was like putting up my PRs on bench and stuff, and then I would try to like rip cardio afterwards, like hop on the Stairmaster for as long as I could tolerate. But yeah, I do one or the other, because I'll do a half hour or 45 minutes on the stair climber for cardio, but I can't like lift for 45 minutes and then hop on the Stairmaster for 45 minutes. Like I would die. Or I would just get used to it. I don't know, but one cool grandma. Yeah, she used to she'd take like those buses. You'd buy like a, you know, bus tour trip. That would be like a two week bus tour trip in 10 days or whatever, and it would drive somewhere like the Texas, and you'd stay there for a day or two, and it would drive to like, I don't know, some other place, you know. Shillelagh, S tier name. Best strat to farm Thunder Charms offline. So it sounds like it's gonna be Andariel and Mephisto, just regular standard Andariel and Mephisto. I have to think in my brain though. We would want a slightly elevated players count, I believe. A 3 would be good. I think you could go up to 5 and be good still. But yeah, just regular Andariel and Mephisto. I believe it is Thunder Charms from Heralds is unaffected by players count, but Magic Find helps it slightly. Only the tier of the Herald changes it. But if you run Andy and Meph, then you want to have higher players count. They do not drop in just Terra Zones anymore, no. They drop from all over the place now. They can. Dang, I wish I could remember. I did a video about it, but it's been so long now I can't remember the actual what it was. So yeah, the new Heralds, I believe they drop. They're 1 in 100 approximately Herald kills on a tier 1 Herald. Not players 1, tier 1. So the first Herald. But on tier 5 Herald, it's 1 in 50. So if you're doing like full game clears and stuff. And I believe it is unaffected by players count. Boy, I wish I could. I kind of don't want to say too much because I can't remember exactly what it is. Maybe someone else in chat can help me out if they remember as well. Hard to recall because yeah. Scott said he's gonna burn a steak to a crisp just for me. You don't have to burn it to a crisp. All you gotta do is cook it till it's properly done with a nice crust. It's not all bloody inside anymore. You don't want that blood leaking out when you cut it open, am I right? Ladies and gents? I'm serious. 100 Heralds today, no charm. Yeah, it could definitely happen that way for sure. I found my first Thunder Charm after like... Actually, I think it was the first Herald I took out, to be honest. Dropped me a Thunder Charm. after the new change. And then I did probably like 150 and didn't get one. Of a combination of tier 1s and like tier 5s and stuff. And then probably like 20 heralds later, I got another Sunder Charm after just farming a lot of heralds, you know. And a similar thing happened when I farmed the Act Boss, actually. It's something like 1 in like 150 Andariel kills or something is what it came out to, or 1 in 180 or something like that, I think. Don't quote me, but maybe I'm off here. But and then it took me something like 280 runs to get a single Sunder, but then in the next 50 runs I found a couple more, so it was just like RNG, you know what I mean? Martin, you say that's where I'm at now. You're talking about running Andariel, I believe? Yeah, that's probably considered one of the best places to do it because Andariel is like so like easy. You know, fire builds wreck it so bad, so. Human Stain said he used to get a couple of Sunders per 100. Now he doesn't get anything. I think it's just RNG. Because, yeah, you would have been right on average for, you know, farming tier 5 heralds before. If you were farming tier 1 heralds, you were getting, and that's all you do, that's pretty lucky. But, you know, it's just RNG. It's just luck, I believe. Ah, Martin says getting 1 super fast and then massive dry spell. Yeah. Kind of like how someone could farm nothing but areas that can drop Tyrell's Might for 4.5 years and not get one. For 4.5 years. When statistically I should have definitely had one by then, but. Another Sacred Armor. You bum. I don't think that monster could have dropped it anyways, but. Gotcha. So you're Human Stain, you said you're clearing a lot more. Gotcha. Gotcha. 10 heralds per game. Sounds like you're doing a lot of, I'm going to go wild speculation here, but a lot of terrorize Talrash's Tomb runs, sounds like. Did you end up ever getting Tyrell's Might? I did. I found Tyrell's Might like about a month before Reign of the Warlock came out, and then like a week or two later I found another one. So, true story, by the way. Yep. True story. How the cookie crumbles, they say, right? Yeah, I just knew by the number of heralds you said. I'm like, that sounds like the exact number of heralds you'd get if you ran the Talrash's Tombs. Since the tier 1 and 2 heralds you'll probably get like 1 per tomb. The 3 and 4 you'll probably get 1, but you might get 2, and then when you get to tier 5 they're more likely to spawn earlier, so you would get more of them, you know. I was just like, you know what, that sounds like what he's doing here. Whoops. Get some of these real quick out of the way. Sure. Playing on console. Nice sitting on the couch playing, but targeting spells is a pain. I believe it. I have heard that. I've never played console. I could not imagine it, so. Jordan says his next metal album, Tears of the Heralds. Oh. Legendary. 2 heralds at the same time. Yeah, I feel like well, I guess if they're both tier 5, well, it'd be real hard, first of all. You'll get all the auras from the one herald and all the auras from the other. Just like... Yeah, that's rough. I've had that happen before. But what stinks is if you have like a tier 2 herald and another herald spawns. Well, actually, that can like never happen, can it? It can only really happen with tier 5s, actually, now that I think about it. So disregard everything I was just saying. Jordan, come on, bro. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Let me check what the TZs coming up are. Not that it matters. With them only being a half hour, it's not a big deal anymore, but... Oh, the pits is coming up in a half hour after this, so maybe we'll hang on until then, huh? I'm not feeling too bad, so we'll keep it going, since I haven't really worked much. With everything I've had going on... Jeez. I've probably worked like 7 days in the last 2 weeks with all the different little vacations I've had and stuff. Which, vacations are great and all, but, you know. They don't make... YouTube doesn't have a lot of... You don't get a lot of vacation days from YouTube, so... A lot of unpaid vacations. I did... Big Lawn Gnome, I did hear somebody say that like, because anything could be terrorized, yeah, those sarcophagus things that spit out the mummies, like, Lawn Gnome saying here, can be terrorized, and they have, like, 90 trillion life or some ridiculous amount. I did hear that. Yeah, you definitely knew you could get the higher tier heralds at once, but so a tier 1 and 2 herald, it's literally impossible to get like 2 tier 1s or 2s at the same time. It used to be possible, but now it's not possible. I think it is technically possible to get 3s and 4s together, and definitely is 5s for sure. But yeah. DZ Council was terrifying. What I want to get terrorized is oh, somebody said they had terrorized ghostly scimitar or whatever. You know how you open a barrel or something, and there's just some random flying scimitar. It's like never in the real world, like the regular above world, but you'll open a chest and it'll come out. Someone said they had to terrorize one of those before. And what would be another one? I want to get a terrorized stained glass. I want to do that one time. Because apparently you can get anything, so. The worst thing that a terror zone can get? I don't know, that when they're cursed, it is pretty rough. But probably extra fast, I guess. Extra fast is one of the most annoying, in my opinion. And that's, speaking of, probably one of the worst monsters to get are those, what are they called? Doom Lords or Moon Lords? Or I think in different areas they're called something different. They're like the, not cows, but they're like bulls or whatever you want to call them. And they're super fast with 2 axes, and they're like, they swing like this fast, and you're just like toast. If they hit you, you're just, and they're super strong. They have a ton of health. It's just crazy. I think they're called Moon Lords in the Act 6. Minotaurs, they're probably called in a different place. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Martin says, and they can't be frozen. This sounds correct. This is all sounding like the right monster. Yep. They're so beastly. It's crazy. They're really great to bring up as revives for this guy, but... Yeah, extra fast is probably the worst, to be honest. Especially you get like a Minotaur or whatever. Herald that's like extra fast, extra strong, cursed, you know, what, you know, just a billion different things because they are that way when they're heralds. Ooh. Just reroll a zone when that pops up, yeah. When it's extra fast. Kind of true, kind of true. I never, to be honest, I never think about it. I like never think about it, but I should. Mana burn. If you're an Energy Shield Novasork, just skip it. Woo. Ooh, look at 1 million monsters over here. Love to see it. How much MF we running? It's pretty high. I got like 380 or something. I can take a gander at it real quick. $377. Gotta get those super rare uniques, right? Gotta get them. To be honest, I would honestly have less if I could literally choose the exact gear I wanted to. But, you know, being on offline single player, you got to use what you got. I would honestly use, I want skillers in here. Like, all this should be skillers, but I don't have them. I have no poison and bone skillers at all. I don't have a single one. Probably got all curses skillers. The only thing I got last 3 to 4 days is a Hydra Bow for my Chronicle. So you got a Wind Force. I mean, that's a good one to knock off for sure. Yeah, I still got quite a bit to go, really. Quite a bit to go. Oh, did I say... Oh, I meant to say summoning. You're right. You're right. I'm a summoner, and I meant to say summoning, yeah. Summoning skillers is what the guy wants. Single combat skiller, Kylon says he hasn't found a single one. Yeah, I kind of got a mix mash of like, you know, I have like 5 of this skiller and none of this one. Just kind of, it always seems to go that way. Always. I have 1 curses for the Necromancer. That's all I've found. So I'm actually using a 15 all res just to kind of cap out over here. Get these up a little bit. But like my Sork. So yeah, anyone out there who doesn't have a full inventory of skillers and stuff, it's completely normal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fire skillers, 3 cold, not 1 lightning, not 1. So that's a sick one. If I ever play the Warlock, which I probably won't much, but hey, at least I got that. The thing I found too is I'm gonna have to. You have to keep all of these Thunder Charms in your shared stash. You can't put them on mules, which is disappointing. Unless you put like 1 on each mule or something. I might as well just throw out all the gold find ones instantly because... Oh yeah, I was going to re-roll this. Can somebody... I'll look it up real quick. I was going to re-roll this because might as well. Yeah, Lady Fyra. I definitely misspoke for sure. Definitely misspoke. Or I just wasn't... I know you must not have been here at the beginning of the stream or whatever. My brain, it's not working great today. It's just factual. It's not working great, so. I'm too lazy to type. For Diablo 2 Resurrected, what do I need to put in the cube to upgrade a Poison Thunder Charm? It should just... Poison Center Charm. No! Did I slur my words that bad? Rotten? Why is this not coming up with what I want? Tell me the answer. It is a Rolling Rotten. Perfect Emerald Co. Western. Perfect Emerald Co. Western. So we got the Co already. Legendary. Just found it too. Just found a Western. It was like, hey, you found one. We need to go ahead and get this for you. I have one in here already, don't I? I always do that. I always do that. Come on. Oh, rip on the gold find. And it's plus skills instead of, well, do you want plus skills because your lower res wait. Lower res lowers poison, right? Conviction does not, but lower res does. Do you want plus skills actually because you lower so much res already? Maybe you probably still want lower, but yeah, that's what we got. This is what we got. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I feel like it's pretty suboptimal because that gold, well, first of all, it's gold find, and the gold find is incredibly low. Like this one's 45, that one's 24. 6, but then 13 on the poison skill damage. Life instead of mana. I don't know. They're very much like, yeah. Kind of okay, could be better. Yeah. Let's go do a random cow run. This is going to be the one. Human Stain said you rolled an almost perfect Fire Sunder. Nice. Yeah, I feel like none of mine have really been all that great. Some have been okay. Mostly I want MF and minus res on them, so... This is one of my favorite songs in this playlist. It reminds me of the Final Fantasy, like, boss fight song. Seven. Final Fantasy 7. I don't know if it's which ones. It's for more than one boss, but I specifically remember it for when you're fighting that one giant wall with like a dragon head sticking out of it or something, like in the middle of the game. This sounds a lot like it. Possible to have an MF all-res charm. Yes. I believe, yes, yeah. Pretty sure. There are some things you can't get together, but I can't remember what they all are. Rare boots up there? What is it you can't get together? Is it mana in Magic Find you can't get together? Life in Magic Find? No, I got you. Yeah, I just didn't see him. You're all good. You're all good, lady. Eight Magic Find Grand Charm. There's one change, even though I'm anti-change guy. There's one change I would be fine with. If they made large charms to be able to have at least double the amount of magic find that a small charm could have. So at least you could use them if you wanted to, even though in the best circumstances it would be suboptimal. There's no reason that the maximum magic find on a small charm is 7, but the maximum possible magic find on a large charm is only 6. That makes no sense. I would argue, actually, that large charms should be able to have 1 more magic find than double a small charm. So they should be able to, a large charm should be able to have 15. Since large charms are like suboptimal to use because they don't fit under skillers, you know, under a grand charm. So really, in my opinion, they should be able to have slightly more, right? Yeah, those 1 MF grand charms, such a troll, I know, right? But yeah, just imagine when they came out with the charms and putting the magic find on them, they're like, we'll put 7 on a small charm, but I don't know, 6, like grand charm or large charms, they'd be too busted if they had, you know, a lot of magic find. We better only put 6 on them. If you could rotate the charms, ooh, busted, absolutely busted alert. Be able to put a couple of more skillers in your inventory. Busted. Yeah, the grand charms you can get super high max damages and stuff on, yeah. The large charms can be good too. I forget what the exact instance is, but the large charms can be some of the best for some sort of PvP circumstance. Whether it's like melee low-level dueling or something, I forget what it is, but mid-level dueling, I don't know. I can't remember these kinds of things. But yeah. Yeah, I think so the grand charms I know with max damage, you can get up to like, I'm probably going to be wrong on the number here, but you can get something like 14 to max damage on a grand charm, which is obviously, if you have a small charm, the max is 3. I don't know if that's obvious or not, but so you actually, per space of your inventory, you're getting 5 more max damage, but then that takes up a roll for whatever else would come on it, you know? Maybe you can get less attack rating and like you can't, nothing else on it. I forget how it goes. Yeah, large charms on playthroughs can definitely be good and stuff, but yeah. Mm. 3:20. We got 10 more minutes until TZ Pits here. Yeah, we'll just get right after it. It'll be alright. $0.80 Jack. I don't really know what that song necessarily. Maybe I do, but I'm just not thinking of it right now, but yeah, Human Stain. I was just kind of mentioning that to where the attack rating and stuff. I didn't know the attack rating, but I know the max damage could be more than 3 equal size allotment of small charms. Yeah, but I feel like that's like without, then you can't have life or something. It would just be attack rating and damage. But yeah, not my expertise necessarily. I can't recall it. Exactly how it works. Human Stain, are you saying it could get that double roll? It could have up to 17 max damage. Is that what you're saying there? I thought it was, for some reason I thought the number was 14, but well, here's all the champ packs over here. Knaut. Oh, you're saying 7 to 10 to max damage? Oh, gotcha. Another Korun. Yeah, I definitely had some of those back in the day. Oh, we're talking about it. I like showing off once in a while. Not that it's huge showing off, but where's my Charms Mule? Charms. Or Charms 2. Which one is it on? Charms. Because I played for years. I have like a lot of crazy... kind of crazy stuff. Maybe not that crazy, but... what are these all... why do I just have a few max damage charms over here? I must have put them somewhere. They must be on... a smiter or something. Meph charms. Other charms. Yeah, I must have put them on. I must have did Ubers or something and then never transferred them back. Where'd they all go? This looks like a smiter, right? Nope. Now I want to find him. Now I'm thinking about him. We got a few minutes here. He looks like he has nothing on this guy. Got a bunch of elemental skillers. Where would they be? I had a whole inventory of like charms there that was sick melee stuff, but they're all gone. No, wouldn't be there. Wouldn't be there. I mean, this is a singer. The setup. I mean, assassin? No, you're self-wheeling in infinity. They just poofed on me, I guess. Because they're just nowhere to be found. Unless I made another charm mule. That would save room or something and I forgot about it. Scrolling, scrolling. Big rocks. All my... let me look here. Let me look. No, I guess they just poofed on me. Because that entire open spot on that charm mule was full of max damage charms that were like really crazy max damage charms. They gotta be somewhere. Yeah, this whole area was full of max damage charms and they're just not here. This was all max damage charms. Huh. Weird. Oh, well. Like I'm never going to use them, I guess. Like... no, well. Oh, well. Yep, they were duped. There you go. A little disappointing. But yeah, like I said, not a huge deal since when am I ever going to play them characters again? Yeah, I definitely had a mule with like 60 something hex charms on it poof on me back in the day. It got to the point where you know, people were using hex charms for trading stuff instead of SOJs, like really expensive stuff, because hex charms cost like a couple, 2 or 3 SOJs at the time. So if you had really expensive stuff, you would trade it for hex charms. Then one day I logged in and there was no hex charms there. They was gone. Don't tell Blizzard. I don't want to get banned. Breaking TOS, you know what I mean? Attack rating, life leech, and the other stuff is kind of worthless, so. I'm not sure leaving game before. I do remember people talking about that, but there was just like that huge rust storm is kind of what I was talking about. So they referred to it as, I should say, where just all the different items got deleted, you know? The cork bows disappeared, the white rings, the white gloves, the Oculus rings, they just all went. All right, we got terrorized pits. Can we get some monsters? It's got a Cold Sunder and a Sork Torch. Congrats on that one. Ah. Now his Terrorize is going a little slower. Oof. Fire enchant, bunch of archers ripping over here. Gordon says song's very Dragon Force. Yeah, I'm assuming the guy that made this stuff is inspired by real life stuff, so. Tuda Druid Elemental skills 20 FCR, some other stuff all res. Definitely a keeper there, yeah. If you get 2 skills with 20, it's a keeper for sure. Tuda, well, if you get like Tuda curses for the Necro, I guess not, but. Uh-oh. Gotta bring up some revives for the fight, huh? I guess I should have left the corpses there, actually. It would have been the smarter thing to do to corpse explode them. Now that I think about it. Oh, well. Got that on a rare amulet too there, lady, huh? It's interesting finding the rare ones nowadays, for sure. Back in the day, it was so much easier to find them, of course, but after they put the level over 90 to get 2 to skills, I remember picking up 2 to skills in cows all the time. But yeah, the rare ones are a little extra neat nowadays. Catfish saying wants to see Lorna Shore so bad. I'm going to see Lorna Shore in like a week, actually. Lorna Shore and Motionless in White. Should be cool. Get most stoked when you see a rare or unique jewel drop. Rare jewels, huh? I feel like rare jewels aren't good ever. What did I think I had heard? I think I had heard that rare jewels are... They can be the best thing to use for mid and low level dueling. Depending on how they roll, of course. But yeah. Show sounds fire! It kind of does, doesn't it? Kind of does. I don't remember what kind of seats we got, though. Like, we were looking at either just like, it's at one of those like amphitheaters or whatever. Amphitheaters that are like the hill behind it. I don't remember. We either got kind of like seats more towards the back or the hill. I don't remember what we got, though. Okay. Toss it where? Oh, the grill. You can do that. You got to learn one day, okay? One day you got to learn how to use the grill, all right? Just not today. Okay. All right. Where are we at here? I know, babe. I know. Into the Hellfire Grate. Yeah, pretty good. I really like some of their songs for sure. Lorna Shore, I've started to get into more recently, to be honest. They are a bit much for me. They're a bit much, but Motionless in White, I've loved Motionless in White for years now. And then I was just starting to get into Lorna Shore, and I was like, yeah, I totally want to go to that, buddy. One of my friends asked if I wanted to go. Shaco Elusive. Yeah, Hell Andy and like probably Meph is the go-to. Andy probably number one. Yeah, like somebody said there. Double Archer Champ Pack. Rolling in great loot today. Cast your amulet, 18 FCR with teleport charges. Interesting. I feel like if you have a high enough character to get something like that, you probably have Enigma though anyways to teleport with. I don't know. Ready for Tucker Craft to come back? I mean, he's a generic tight end, so I guess so. I mean, we ain't talking about Trey McBride here or something, you know? Ooh, okay. Come on, give me some corpses to explode. What's going on around this joint? God. Okay. Can we get him before he takes on Merc here? 1 World Stone Shard. Lady Fire saying Cannibal Corpse. I did see Cannibal Corpse one time actually. I went to, I think Cannibal Corpse headlined that show too. So it was Cannibal Corpse, Hatebreed, Unearthed, and I feel like it was like Texas in July or something like that. I don't remember the other band. I think it was. Maybe. I don't remember. Yeah, that was at a place in Detroit called Harpo's that is now closed, but it was such a legendary, like, relative. It wasn't very big, I guess, but relative to the places that play metal, have metal shows, it was like big. You know, usually metal show places are small. You know, it wasn't that big, but it was so sick. Definitely the loudest concert I ever went to. I just remember the guy from Cannibal Corpse comes out, and he's just like, you know, hey, 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 and the guy's like, boom, 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 boom. You know, when they're doing the thing, and he's just sitting there like this. Like, up, louder. Hey, 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 hey. Like, he just kept doing that to the sound guy. Yeah, and that's what they did with every instrument. They just kept yelling at them to turn it up more. When they were tuning up for Cannibal Corpse specifically, and I was like, okay, and then my ears just died the next day. Yeah, I would be lying if I said I was some gigantic Cannibal Corpse fan or something. I really went. Some of my friends are big Hatebreed fans, so I kind of went, and I was like, sick metal show, Hatebreed. That's or Cannibal Corpse too. What? Yeah, they're like legends. So I just kind of went to like be, you know, have a good time. Fans that I'm like, you know, I know some of the Hatebreed songs. We would rock out to them when we'd be going places, but yeah. Jake Farm, yo! Welcome in. Glad you caught a stream. The best neck for metal bands, the Corpse Grinder. Yeah, he looks, man, he looks interesting. God. Brennan agrees somewhat with Cannibal Corpse, and it's not even that I'm saying, you know, I know you said they got a few good songs. They don't have like hundreds of great songs. I don't know many of their songs. I just haven't listened to them. It's just, I was pretty much just saying I wasn't a big fan of them in the sense that I don't listen to them. Not necessarily I even have heard the songs, but yeah. And Hatebreed's just like, okay. They just make like basic angry songs, you know, where you only hit two or three chords in the whole song, you know, just like aggressive vocals that are catchy because it's just repeating, right? Good old Grim Shield, not ethereal. I got an ethereal one, so 87. What's going on here? Old, reliable, lidless. This is true. I need to put in some effort and listen to the classics, man. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Okay. Give us all the corpses to explode here. At least they're good for finding more shards, I guess, huh? Let me see. We could upgrade this to Hydro if it rolled crazy. Yeah, Martin, not a bad metal band name, right? Rolling a Sork for the first time as a Druid main for years. So the easiest one, if you just have like basic caster gear that you're going to use on your Sork, Jake, is go with the Blizzard Sork with a Cold Sunday. That'll be your best bet in my opinion. Nova without Infinity awful. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but Nova without so you could do like players 3 with the Nova Sork if you have like a Sunder Charm and like a Crescent Moon. Okay, can we get a corpse roll in here? Can we? Thank you. But really, Nova is great for doing like very specific things. Blasting the Countess super fast, you know, farming keys, some stuff like that. It's not too bad at cows and stuff, but it's really good at clearing, like, getting to and clearing a trash pack real quick. Good old Laying of Hands. Why do I feel like I don't have Laying of Hands and I thought I kept one and I never did? Let me keep this, because I feel like I was looking for Laying of Hands the other day, and I didn't have one. I was just like, look, I can't remember. I think I was looking around at my different mules, transferring things, and I was like, wait a second. There's no Laying of Hands here. Sometimes there's those items, they're common enough that you're like, oh, I kept those already, and I just didn't keep them, you know? Jake says, yes, the Hoto and Spear and stuff, no. Yeah, so if you take some of that gear and transfer it over to the Sork to go ahead and use, that's going to be great setup for like a Blizzard Sorceress for sure. That's what I would go with. Not the only thing you can go with, but that's what I'd recommend. Ever had a chance to see Tool live? I did not. I'm not as big as a Tool fan as everybody else is. I'll say that. Some of the radio ones are okay, I guess, but I'm just not a huge Tool fan. Oh yeah, forgot to drop stuff off at the stash again. Die. I know, blasphemy, I know, right? But ooh, we got the Herald coming already. Skelly Herald, okay. No good. Brendonal. Yeah, so pressure, obedience, those other gear pieces. Yeah, throw a Act 2 Merc. Could rip with that. I don't know if you're using that on Act 2 Merc. I'd kind of assume, but it sounds like. Howdy, what's going on, Doomiverse? Yo, yo, yo. Welcome in. Doing pretty good, doing pretty good. But yeah, look at the time here. I'm gonna go ahead and call her a day on the stream. Creeping on 4 hours here. Not quite, but gonna go ahead and call her a day on the stream. So I just chugged a potion for no reason, but thank you all for watching and hanging out. Sorry, Doomiverse, I know you just got here. A few of the people probably just got here. Do forgive me. But gonna go ahead and hop off. So peace out, y'all. Happy slaying. Wait, happy slaying and keep slaying? I don't know. Keep slaying. Oh, yeah.